E-module interactive. E-module interactive.
Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. Today we are going to look into the second chapter in project management, that is about the project manager. Under this chapter, we will look into the responsibilities of the project manager, what are the skills needed to successfully manage projects, and ways to develop project manager competence, what are the approaches to effective delegation, and how the project manager can manage and control changes to the project. The learning outcomes from this chapter, that is to discuss 3 responsibilities of a project manager, identify, explain and practice at least 5 skills and abilities a project manager should have, describe and take actions to develop project manager competence, discuss and practice effective delegation, and explain how to manage projects. First, let us look at the project management statistics. Worldwide IT has spent continuously to grow, and Forrester Research predicts that US IT spend grow 5.7% in 2005 that reached up to $785 billion. Let us look at the project management statistics. We can see that in average, senior project manager in United States almost $90,000 per year, and the average project management office or PMO directors earned more than the average chief information officer, that is $180,633 per year. From these statistics, we can see that project management is a good career and has a good future prospect. There are a number of responsibilities of the project manager. Project manager's responsibility is to ensure that the customer satisfied that the scope is completed in a quality manner, within budget and on time. If we can recap what we have learned in chapter 1, that is project management concepts, a quality project consists of 3 main areas, that is time, budget, and scope. Therefore, if a project manager able to fulfill all these requirements, then he or she is considered as an excellent project manager. Project manager must provide leadership in planning, organizing, and controlling the work effort. He or she also must be able to coordinate the activities among the team members and must be able to delegate and coordinate the work. Remember that project manager do not try to do everything by themselves. You must be able to delegate your work among the team members. Project manager must involve the project team to gain their commitment and also their trust. Let us look at the first responsibility of the project manager. The first responsibility is planning. The project manager must clearly define the project objective and reaches agreement with the customer. This can be done through meetings that are carried out between the 2 parties. Project manager must communicate these objectives to the project team and also spearhead the development of a plan to ensure that the project objective can be achieved. At the same time, project manager must review the plan with the customer from time to time and also to gain the endorsement from the customer and set up a project management information system so that you can compare the actual progress to the planned progress. This can be done by using Microsoft Project. The next responsibility is organizing. What is organizing? This is where the project manager secures the appropriate resources to perform the work. The project manager must decide which tasks should be completed in-house and any of the tasks that need to be handled by the subcontractors or consultants. The project manager must assign responsibility and delegate some of the authority to a specific individual or specific individuals or subcontractors that has the technical skills or specific skills. And importantly, the task of organizing involves creating an environment in which individuals are highly motivated and able to work in a team. The last responsibility of project manager, that is controlling. This is where the project manager must track the actual progress and compare with the planned progress, and if there are any changes, then immediate action must be taken. The project manager is the leader in planning, organizing, and controlling the project, but bear in mind, you do not do it alone. Let us look at the skills of the project manager. Project manager is a key ingredient in the success of a project. Therefore, he or she must have all these skills to ensure that the project manager can control, can manage the project among the team members. The first skill is leadership ability. Leadership is getting things done through others. As a project manager, you must inspire your team members and assign them to the project. Create vision of the results and benefits of the project, and the project manager must be participative and consultative leadership style. If any of your team members have problems, they must be able to consult with you to get the solution to the problems. The project manager must establish parameters and guidelines for what needs to be done, and project manager does not tell people how to do their jobs. This is because we want the project manager to empower the project team, delegate the work to them, involves individuals in making decisions because they are the team members, they know the specific activities need to be done throughout the project implementation. Project manager must empower individuals to make decisions within their assigned areas, and you need to understand and motivate your team members so that you can create a supportive environment. Project manager does not create situations that cause individuals to become discouraged. You must create a positive environment and motivate your team members from time to time. Under leadership ability, project manager also must set the tone of trust. You must trust your team members and have a high expectations, and also must make sure that your team members enjoy with what they are doing. Project manager must be optimistic and positive all the time, because with this positive attitude, you can encourage your team members to work harder from time to time. Project manager should set a positive example and have self-confidence among your team members. The second skill of a project manager, that is the ability to develop people. This is where the project manager must train their staff or train their project team. He or she must use the project to add value to each person's experience base and believe that individuals are valuable assets to the organization. Under ability skill, the project manager should provide opportunities for learning and development by encouraging individuals to assume their initiatives, take risks, and make decisions. Provide assignments that requires individuals to extend their knowledge. Give them some space, give them some room for them to show their knowledge and skills towards the project implementation. Project manager also can send some of their team members for formal training session so that they can develop their skills and technical knowledge. The third skill of project manager, that is communication skills. Communication skills is very crucial, very important when it comes to project management. He or she must communicate regularly with a team member, contractors, customer, and own upper management. There are research that has been conducted shows that one of the reasons why project fails are because there are no communication between the project managers and the stakeholders. A high level of communication is especially important at the early stage in the project. Communication must be in written and oral, and the project manager must spend more time listening to the team members rather than talking. Project manager must establish ongoing communication with the customer. It must be done in a timely manner, honest and unambiguous. When you have effective communication, you can establish credibility and you can build trust among your team members and most importantly to your clients. When it comes to communication skills, project manager must provide a timely feedback to the customer and also to the team members. Therefore, the project manager must provide progress report to the customer to give them the feedback on the progress of the project. Under communication skills, the project manager also must create an atmosphere that fosters timely and open communication among the team members. The next skills under project manager, that is interpersonal skills. Interpersonal skills is where he or she or the project manager must develop a relationship with each person on the project team. You need to recognize your team members, understand your team members, try to learn about the personal interests of the team members. The project manager must use open-ended questions and do lots of listening and empathize with individuals when special circumstances arise. Under interpersonal skills, project manager must maintain relationships throughout the duration of the project. You must be able to influence the thinking and actions of your team members and also to deal with any disagreement or divisiveness arises. The next ability or skills that a project manager must possess, that is how to handle stress. When it comes to project, because of the time frame, because of the deadline, definitely there will be stress among the team members. Therefore, project manager must be able to control the situation. He or she cannot panic and able to cope with any changes arises. Project manager can act as a buffer between the project team and the customer or an upper management. He or she should be able to have a good sense of humor in handling stress among the team members. Stress is likely to be high when a project is in a jeopardy of not meeting objectives. The next skills of a project manager, that is problem-solving skills. This is where the project manager must be able to identify a problem at the earliest stage and try to find the solution as soon as they can. He or she must encourage the project team members to identify problems early and try to solve them on their own. Project manager also must have negotiating skills. This is very essential for project managers. During the project life cycle, project managers encounter many occasions to employ negotiating skills, including interactions with the sponsor or customer, the project organization's management, subcontractors, vendors, and users of the projects and product. It is helpful if the project manager can develop a trusting relationship with the other party. When you can build a trust relationship, the negotiating skills can be done in an easier way. The project manager needs to be an effective listener and able to make persuasive case and clearly articulate his or her position on the issues. When it comes to project management, the project manager must negotiate with the customers or subcontractors that are involved in global projects, and these can be very challenging due to the cultural differences. Therefore, negotiating skills is crucial in this scenario. Effective negotiations can strengthen relationships, but not to erode them. The last skills of a project manager is, of course, time management skills. Project manager must have a self-discipline, should be able to prioritize, and show willingness to delegate the activities or tasks to the team members. How to develop the skills? In order to develop the skills needed by a project manager, here are some of the ways. The first one is, of course, through experience. Project manager must work on as many projects as you can. The more projects you involve, the more experience you will gain, because each project presents a learning opportunity. Secondly, project manager can seek out feedback from other people, including the stakeholders. Thirdly, conduct a self-evaluation and learn from your mistakes. The more mistakes that you do, the more of the learning opportunity you have. Fourthly, to develop the skills, project managers can interview the other project managers who have skills that you want to develop. And lastly, of course, through participation in training programs that are conducted by the PMI or project management institutions or any other consultants. You can participate in training programs such as PMI or project management institution, read and subscribe to journals. We have international journals of project management, or you can be a volunteer and contribute to the community or a specific course to develop leadership skills. And lastly, definitely, learning and development are lifetime activities. Therefore, you can enhance the skills from time to time. When it comes to project management, of course, it will involve delegation. Project manager must be able to delegate your tasks to your team members. Delegation involves empowering the team to achieve the objective and empowering each team member to accomplish the expected results. Project manager must allow individuals to successfully carry out assigned tasks and give them the responsibility to accomplish the objectives and some authorities to make decisions and take actions. However, when it comes to delegation, project manager must have an effective communication skills. However, when it comes to delegation, project manager must have effective communication skills. This is because you need to provide a clear understanding of what is expected in terms of specific results, but do not tell the individuals how to do the tasks. However, when you want to delegate, you must select the team members who are best qualified to perform each task and then empowering them to do so. Make sure once you have delegated, you must have confidence in each member of the team. When it comes to delegation, there are various degrees of delegation. As you can see from this diagram, the degree of the delegations comes from the lowest degree to the highest degree. You can see here also there's a checklist for rating delegation effectiveness, meaning here that you can use this chart or use these questions in order for you to know whether this work or this task should be delegated or not. Nevertheless, when it comes to delegation, there will be lots of barriers. The first barrier is where the project manager has a personal interest in the task. Secondly, project manager thinks he or she can do it better or faster herself. Here meaning that the project manager do not have the trust on the team members. When they don't have the trust, therefore they feel that that particular team member are not able to perform it. Project manager lacks of confidence in the capability of other people, and they're afraid that they will lose control of the work and do not know what is going on. The last barrier to effective delegation is where the team members fear criticism for mistakes or lack of self-confidence. Project manager must be able to manage changes. Despite the best laid plans, definitely changes will occur because of the risk or unforeseen circumstances. Changes may be initiated by the customer, where the customer will have a last-minute decision to change the scope or the deliverables. Changes also may be initiated by the project team. For example, maybe during the project implementation, one of the project team members withdraw from the team itself. Thirdly, changes caused by unanticipated occurrences during the performance of the project. And lastly, the changes required by the users of the project results. The later in the project changes are identified, the greater their effect. Most likely, it will affect the budget and the completion date. Therefore, we can see that some of the projects overrun the budget or some of the projects need to be delayed. At the start of the project, procedures need to be established regarding how changes will be documented and authorized. Bear in mind, when it comes to changes in the project, it must get consensus from both parties. Whenever a customer requests changes, have project team members estimate the effects on the cost and schedule, because the team members, they are the one who knows the actual activities involved in the project. Be sure also the team members won't casually agree to the changes that may require additional person hours, because when there are additional person hours, this will incur or this will affect the budget. Develop open communication and a climate of trust, and also have users to participate as well in the decision to change. If you watch The Apprentice, one of the television show, you can see that, or you can learn from the program, the leadership style or the project manager skills. From The Apprentice television show, we can see that leadership and professionalism are crucial. And to know what your sponsor expects from the project and learn from the mistake. In the apprentice, it shows us that team player is very, very important, and you need to think outside the box, and you need to know the business as a whole. We can see the differences between effective project managers and ineffective project managers. A good project manager or effective project manager is where you do your work or you show example to your team members. You are a good communicator, you are a good motivator, you create a positive environment and always support your team members. However, on the other hand, if you are an effective project manager, you will always show bad example and you are not a good communicator and you are a poor motivator because you yourself lack of the technical expertise. In this picture, we can see example of project management failure. This project fails because of communication. The first picture shows or explains what the customer wants. But in the next picture, we can see how the engineer perceives it, how the designer look at it, and how the other stakeholders think of it. But at the end of the picture, what the customer really needed is different from what the other stakeholders or the other team members looking at it. So when there are miscommunication among the team members, this is what will happen to the project. So you need to ask yourself, do you want to be a project manager? Do you have responsibility with very limited authority? Or do you enjoy working with impossible deadlines with limited resources and unforgiving stakeholders? If your answer is yes, then you can be a good project manager. Project manager is all about getting people to perform work that must be done to meet the objectives of the project. Project manager must know what are the ethics in project management. This is important because project manager is a professional career. Before we proceed, let me share with you a scenario of ethics in project management in Malaysia. In the 9th Malaysian Plan, we have many development projects. We have highway projects, airport projects with a huge amount of allocation of budget. Example of a case, what happened in Kuala Terengganu, the National Stadium of Kuala Terengganu. As we can see in this case, the building or the roof of the building collapsed a year after it was built. And when MACC looked into this case, it was found out that there were props on the awarding of the contract. Another case is regarding the MRR2. This is where the pillars, they found cracked in the pillars. And again, in this case, they found out that there was some tinted graft. Research previously has been done show that there are unethical conduct in the Malaysian construction industry. There are underbidding, bribery, corruption, negligence, front-loading, payment game, dishonest, and so forth. I give you examples of what are the ethical problems in project management. You are asked to lie to customer when it comes to proposal in order for you to win the contract. Withhold bad news from your own management and customer. You are instructed to ship a potential defective unit to the customer in order to maintain the production quotas. You hide or you destroy information. you release unreliable information to the customer's competitors, and you lie to customers to help maintain your customer's public image. So these are some of the examples to show the unethical conduct in project management. Project manager, you have codes of ethics under PMI, that is a project management institution. PMI take a serious look at the developing requirements of professional project manager. Let us look at the code of ethics for project managers. Project managers in the pursuit of their profession will affect the quality of life for all people in the society. Therefore, it is important for project managers to conduct their work in an ethical manner to earn and maintain the confidence of team members, colleagues, employees, clients, and the public as well. There are 4 main articles under Code of Ethics of Project Management Institution. The first article talks about the project manager that shall maintain high standards of personal and professional conduct. They are responsible towards their actions, and they must maintain their professional skills at the state of art and recognize the importance of personal development and education. Project manager must obey the laws of the country in which work is being performed. The second article is where the project manager shall in their work provide necessary project leadership to promote productivity and to minimize the cost. Under Article 2 also stated that project manager must treat fairly all project team members, colleagues and co-workers regardless of their races, religion, sex, age or national origin. Article 2 also mentioned that project manager must seek, accept and offer honest criticism of their work and must assist their project team members, colleagues and co-workers in their professional development. Under Article 3 of Code of Ethics of Project Management Institution, project managers shall in their relations with employers and clients act as faithful agents or trustees for their employers or clients in professional or business matters. He or she must inform their employees or clients, professional societies, or public agencies of which they are members or to which they make any presentations or circumstances that could lead to conflict of interest. Project manager must be honest and realistic when it comes to reporting the project cost, schedule, and performance. And the last article under Code of Ethics is where the project manager shall, in fulfilling their responsibilities to the community, that is to protect the safety, health, and welfare of the public and speak out against abuses in those areas affecting the public interest. Article 4 do mention that project manager must seek to extend public knowledge and appreciation of the project management profession and its achievement.